Hey guys, this is Nick with another video. Today I'm still out here on the beautiful island of Kauai in the Hawaiian Islands. And in the last video I talked a little bit about some of the gear and some compositional ideas to kind of help with your shoreline photography. Today I wanted to talk about the importance of filters and choosing the right shutter speed. And also I apologize for the wind-blown beard. It's breezy out here and long goatees don't mix well with wind. So I think shutter speed is more important than a lot of people realize when it comes to shoreline photography. If you're just pop up your cell phone, you take a snapshot, oftentimes in a bright situation like that, it's just going to freeze the action. And that can be a cool thing if you have like big tall waves and stuff, but oftentimes I don't feel that that has the amount of energy that it could. It doesn't have the desired effect. If you slow down your shutter speed a little bit and you get that slightly blurred motion in the water, it really adds a ton of energy to it. It gives a sense of movement, and that energy and movement can really take the photo to the next level. In order to do some of that type of photography, you need to use filters. And when I say filters, there's two types of filters that I'm talking about. I'm talking about either the neutral density filter. This is a 3-stop neutral density filter, and essentially all these are sunglasses for your camera. This allows me to slow down my shutter speed by 3 stops. On here I have a 10-stop neutral density filter, and what I can do is I can actually stack these. So if I was going for a really long exposure, ghosted out kind of look, I'll show an example here right now. This is a 30-second long exposure. If I was to stack these, I could actually go all the way up to like 3 minutes in the middle of the day. And that adds a kind of a cool look. Now, if I wanted to do something like middle of the day like this, where we have this really clear water and we're wanting to see through that water, I would use something like this. This is a circular polarizer from B+W. Now, a circular polarizer, what that does, it does a couple things. It makes the sky more blue because it's polarizing the light, the light beams, the light waves, and it makes the sky more blue, and it also kills the reflection off of things. So if we were trying to see through to the bottom of this water, we would use a circular polarizer and it would kill the reflection off the top of the water, allowing us to see down into it. It's also going to take some of the glare off of wet surfaces like the rocks and things, and it's going to just increase the saturation on all of that. So now I'm going to show some different examples of different shutter speeds. I feel like showing the movement and showing the energy of the water is super important. And typically, like in a shot like this one, this was shot at around 1/4 of a second, and it blurs out the splash and the water just enough to where it shows the movement. Now, if I was to do that same shot at a super long exposure, like 6 seconds, it wouldn't have the same kind of energy. It would just be kind of marshmallowy and it would lose all its texture. But in those slightly faster shutter speeds, you're blurring the water a little bit, but you're maintaining the texture, and I feel like that's super important. And again, compare that to this one that is a super long exposure. This is 30 seconds again, and while that's a cool effect, it's a totally different, it's got a much more surreal, moody, kind of calm feel to it. So you can either add movement or take away all the movement, and these filters are super useful for that. Hopefully this has been useful for you. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Head over to nickpagephotography.com. I've got more tutorials and workshops there. Go to improvephotography.com, and there's tons of resources there. There's tutorials, great articles, podcasts, everything you could want. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Aloha.